Alright, we're ready to dive in. Hello admission staff, my name is Vadim Hakhamov and I'm ready to present my program in Java. As you can see, here is a little annotation created by Vadim Hakhamov and inspired by FreeCodeCamp's LLP challenge, which stands for Object-Oriented Programming Challenge. FreeCodeCamp is a YouTube channel which teaches programming in different languages, and I myself learned something new there. So the program is useful for those who need to work with data. For example, they have to be able to read the data, they have to be able to modify the data, to create data, and so on. And I brought the example of the clinic where you have to keep track of the patients. Let's say you're a doctor at ophthalmology clinic and you have new customers, new patients, and you have to keep track of all of them. You have to know their diseases, you have to know their diagnosis, you have to know their current state, and so on. So let's just run the program and I'll explain how it works. So the program has two classes, main.java and patients.java. And just to clarify beforehand, this program runs in console. All of the actions will run in console, which is quite enough for our program. This is very good, actually. So, as you can see here, I use scanner to receive user input. It's just a class installed in Java by default. So I use it to receive user input. And here is some strange variable, integer variable choice equals to 0. It's basically just this choice. What you want to do, you want to create new profile, you change choice's value to 1. And so on. Patience is just acknowledgement that this class exists in the same package. Package name is patience. So now is utilized this block of code in the try brackets. It's actually to prevent one kind of exception, which is input mismatch exception. Basically, you see, it asks for an integer value to be inputted in. So usually if the programmer is not very considerate and is too lazy to handle exceptions, the program would crash if I write some nonsense like this, which is a word which contains letters, and the program wants strictly only numbers. So let's press enter, and normally the program would crash, but in this case it just says invalid input, please type an integer value between 1 to 4, and we are back in the doctor's portal. If you really want to crash the program, we meet no success. So now we want to use the program properly. As you can see, here are 3 statements. And where's the 4, you might ask? It's actually here. The whole main page is run inside the do while loop, which runs while the choice, integer value choice, does not equal to 4, which makes sense because the 4 is quit. And as long choice does not equal to 4, the program will run. As soon as we press 4, the program quits. That's it. So let's run the program again. And now the choice is equals to 0 again, so the program runs fine. So let's get in the program. Let's utilize this block of code. If choice equals 1, we add patient. We add new patient. We create his new profile. So let's press 1. It asks for patient's name. We move to this class and we move to the protected methods add patient. I decided to make it protected. It's just a good practice. Basically it means that it's accessible only from inside this class and other classes from the same package, which is the patients package. It's just a good practice for future. Like you don't want any hackers to be able to access this method from their computers from kilometers, miles away. So it is what it is. So it creates these string values of string type. They are just temporary values that get cleared every time the add patient method is called. So here array being emptied. So the program asks us to fill the profile. It asks for name, let's say it's Sally, for example. So I just wrote in Sally, it received the input and stored this as new patient name, and it added it to the names database. It's located right here. The database is of type ArrayList and it's called names. ArrayList with string values. So yeah, I just wrote Sally and it added Sally to the database. Now it asks for her age. Let's say she's a teenager, she's 13. General health status is quite good. Let's say it's quite good, but unfortunately she got myopia, which is quite common disease in our generation. Heart rate, not very dangerous, let's say 89. Sally's patient profile has been created successfully. Press any key to proceed. These lines are utilized with this block of code. It's quite simple. Yeah, not much to talk about. Just waits for pressing any key. We can just press any key. We can type in some nonsense and press key. It doesn't matter. We're back to the doctor's portal. Now we can view her new profile, check her new profile. So we utilize this block of code, this else if statement. We press 2, and now we are in the view profile page, which is utilized by get patient details method, which is also protected. As you can see, here we have another choice integer value called choice is equal to 0 again, and as you can see, there's an if statement again. If name size equals 0, then this block of code is utilized. Basically it means that if the database is empty, it tells us, it reminds us that it is empty, and we'll check it later. Okay, but because that's not the case, we just utilize another block of code which is much bigger. So here we have a line, choose the patient from the list or type 0 to get back. Here is a small for loop. It's quite simple. It just displays list of patients. It asks for choice. It asks for our choice. The reason why it is minus, it is subtracted 1, because the countdown in programming begins from 0. So if I was to write number 1, it would count it as 0, so it wouldn't work. And if choice equals to -1, it just goes back to main page. So that's not the case. We don't want to back to the main page. We must check Sally's profile. We press 1, and here is the patient profile. Name Sally, age 13, and so on. We can see that the method works perfectly fine. Press any key to proceed, and that's it. Doctor's portal again. The reason why there are 2 next lines, a C is a scanner, is just to refresh a scanner to prevent its overloading, because it might cause some issues with input. And now the third option, edit patient's profile, it's located here, the instantiated, so let's take a look at it. Edit profile, choose a patient from the list or type 0 to get back. Once again, we have choice, we have for loop to display all of the names. And let's say we want to get back, we don't want to edit anyone profile, we type 0. And here we are back in the doctor's portal. But now we remember that Sally actually went through procedures that made her state much better, and she overall feels much better. So let's edit her profile. You see this statement, if info was not changed, press enter to skip, which is very useful because in our case Sally did not change her name, so we can just press enter to skip. Let's say it's been 2 years, so now she's not 13 but 15. General health status is good, and myopia gone away. Now his eyes are healthy. And the heart rate, let's keep it the same. Sally's patient profile has been edited successfully. Press any key to proceed. Here we are in doctor's portal again. And to prove that it was really updated, I'll show you her profile. See? Patient profile, name Sally, age 15, general status good, and no myopia. Press any key to proceed, and now let me show you that the program can handle any pressure. It can store infinite amount of patients. Let's create a bunch of patients. Let's say Vladimir visited our clinic. I will not specify which Vladimir. His age is, he's elder person, he's 71. Health status is unfortunate, concerning, because he got cataract, which is awful, but unfortunately is common for people from older generation. And heart rate, let's say 61, which is quite common for old people. So his profile has been created successfully. Let's add another patient, let's say Altun. She's a teenager, she's 17, she's feeling good, she went through medical checks, her eyes are healthy, and heart rate is, let's say something decent, 80. Alton's patient profile has been created successfully. Press any key to proceed. Let's add 5 patients. And now let's add another patient, let's say Muhammad, for example. his age is. He's a young man. Health status is good. Eyes are healthy. Heart rate is 9. No, 19 is too low. Let's say 70. Let's also add way home. If visited our clinic. Age is 32. Good. Myopia. Heart rate is 81. Let's end this with my favorite singer, rapper, Mike Shinoda visited our clinic. Yeah, his age is, I actually don't remember. Let's put 32. His health is good. Health eyes are healthy. Heart rate is 83. So now we have six patients, I believe. Yeah, and also Mike Shinoda handles surname perfectly fine as well. He has no problem with it. Let's check his profile. Mike Shinoda, 32 years old, good. Healthy eyes, 83, and so on. We can change his profile too, but let's change Muhammad's profile. Let's say that he decided to change his name. Let's imagine that he's a Tamil person. He decided to change his name from Muhammad to Maxim. Yeah, age is the same, general health stats the same, eye stat the same, heart rate also the same. Maxim's profile has been added successfully. Press any key to proceed, and here we see Maxim. Yeah, everything is changed, and only his name. I mean, everything else is not changed, and only his name is new. So yeah, we proceed, and that's pretty much it. If we want to clear the database, we just quit. That's it. And remember that if name size is 0, you will say the list is empty. Let me show it to you how it works. So we just logged in the portal. We don't have any patients. Let's check for patients. The list is empty. Press any key to proceed. Yeah, you can't crash the program. The list is empty. Yeah, we can add new patient emoji. I don't know who that is. Okay, that's pretty much it. I hope you were impressed.